How many of us are stuck to our New Year's resolutions? Are we motivated? Are we demotivated? Are we having ups and downs about our thoughts? Have our New Year's resolutions, has the bar of our New Year's resolutions been stacked too high? Are we struggling to even get started? So, today we're going to be talking about motivation and what that means to you, and how we can use motivation to get us from point A to point B. So, for example, today a young man asked me, Dwayne, how do you still remain motivated at the age of 43 to continue running, still aspire to achieve world and Olympic success? The answer's simple. I love what I do. And that's just come from an inherent love and ambition to succeed. I don't see what I do as work. I wake up every day thinking about it. I go to sleep thinking about it. I include it in my life as something that I enjoy, I love, I aspire. And what I do also encourages and motivates others. It motivates me because I see the difference it makes in my life. It motivates me because I see the difference it makes in other people's lives. And by talking about it, I can see my philosophy and my approach towards what I believe in takes people out of the dark places that they are in. That motivates me. It's not just a flying thought or a flying feeling, which often can confuse and delude people. Motivation feels great when we make these New Year's resolutions and somebody comes up with a crazy idea that sounds great. You're like, oh, that's exciting. I want a piece of that. That in itself fills you with joy. So that's the first initial part, motivation. That somebody brought you into a new way of thinking. However, motivation is short-lived if not continued and thought about, and a step-by-step process to continue from point A to point B. Now, somebody's motivation for a goal or ambition that they have, or a suggestion that they may put to you, may seem great in the interim, but the work that has to go in is what puts people off. So rather than having a motivational idea or a goal or a thought, with the end goal being miles away down there, let's start with taking it off in a small bite-sized chunk, a small little chunk of your chocolate bar or whatever it is may be. Start small. So taking your idea or that great feeling that you have, first put it down on paper. That's the first step. Try not to think, oh, I'm going to create this amazing idea that's going to happen tomorrow. That, for me, my friend, is a little bit unrealistic. Start small. And in enough small little ideas and enough small steps creates a big result. So start with small, bite-sized chunks of your idea, of your ambition, of your goal. That maintains and adds mileage to your motivation. So start small by writing it down on paper. If you find it difficult to review every day, then review on the weekend. If you only have a small amount of time on the weekend, carve out 10 or 15 minutes. Just as long as we can continue consistent motivational thoughts that remain in our psyche, remain in our being. Continue that. Try not to put a timeline on it. Say, I'm not going to keep motivated for a month. I'm going to continue looking at this for a month. Just small bite-sized chunks of consistent approach or attempts to continue writing down your ideas, refining them, looking at them, talking to people about them, and making tweaks. That will help move you from point A to point B. You may plan to do 20, 30 minutes of planning with your ideas, but you can only carve out 5. That's still a step heading in the right direction. And if you're feeling down about not achieving your goals, if you're feeling down about losing motivation to stick to your New Year's resolutions, it's not too late to re-pick this back up again. We can pick things back up. However, just reduce the amount of time you give yourself, or reduce the time scale you think you're going to achieve it by, because we all have other projects and things going on in life. So if we can just put it into small bite-sized chunks, it makes our motivation sustaining us for longer and makes what we are trying to achieve that much more achievable. So I hope that helps. I'm still motivated, and I'm continuing to motivate you guys just purely because I want to see us achieve. I want us to continue conversation of how we got to where we want to be, the steps we took, the pitfalls we experienced, and how we removed ourselves from those pitfalls. And from there, we can share that amongst others to help other people maintain their motivation to go out there and achieve what they want to achieve. So, to bring this to an end, I'm going to leave you with 2 key points. Take a little small bite-sized chunk out of your motivation idea. Just have a little bite of the M. Just a little nibble, so it becomes more manageable. Try not to eat the whole thing. It's too much of a mouthful. It's going to be difficult to swallow because you're going to be consumed with so many ideas. Where do I start? Who do I talk to? Where am I going? How much does this cost? It's too much. So take a small little bite out of your motivational ideas and let's start with the M. And most importantly, smile when you're doing this. Enjoy this process. Remember, we spoke about this and we decided we are going to do this together. So you are not alone in this journey. So remember, small bite-sized chunks and smile.